Yeah, we spent a lot of time in a van. It
Oh,
was just a lot of distance from around the country. I don't know, like driving to a short trip was like driving to Cincinnati. But the good news was we ended up with a bigger van than expected because of the COVID requirements. They wanted it to only be half capacity.
Oh, good.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time entertaining ourselves and the girls entertaining us.
boy, did they get big.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is one of the watering holes during the day. It was a zebra's turn this time of day. And then you can kind of, well, here's this guy is I think a sable, and these are what are
water
they?
buffalo.
No,
No, the other weird ones that look like they're
Wildebeest.
wildebeest.
put together by a committee.
And then now it's the elephant's turn. So this guy's on his way in to disperse everybody else.
Yeah. Zebra's looking at them.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them drink. It's so inefficient. They just suck up a nozzle full and then put it in their mouth. I think it'd be a lot better if they could, have a direct pipe from nozzle to stomach, but they don't.
It's so fun. Yeah. Did you have good guides?
Our bus driver was the guide. He was good. Our van driver, he was a local native.
Yeah.
This is one of the watering holes at night, or it's getting dark.
No.
I don't know what the birds are, but they swarmed in. And there were guinea hens are running around making the noise that guineas make.
No, they're beautiful.
I like this picture especially. It's all three.
Wow.
Got the rhinos here, a couple of rhinos, 3 or 4 giraffes, and then the elephant all sharing peacefully.
Uh-huh.
The giraffes are funny. They can't, you probably have noticed, they can't reach the water because their front legs are so long. So they splay them out sideways a little bit. This guy kind of you can kind of see how his legs are apart in the front so that he can get down lower and into the water and drink.
Right. Right.
More zebras. These were pictures we went to, and you'll see a picture of it later. The world's largest meteorite landed 80,000 years ago in Namibia. We wanted to go see that. So it was like, a trip to Lima and back for the day. And this was just along the route before we got out of the national park. Lots of zebras. Few ostrich.
Ah,
Good
And these
one.
mostly are not zoomed in much. I mean, they were close.
wow, that's amazing. You were so close.
You see all the critters in the background too. This, I think, is called a springbuck.
Oh,
Those are as common as, I don't know, cattle around here. Taylor loves to play with animals of all shapes and sizes. So this is a squirrel. This is at the one of the camps. So she's feeding a little squirrel
Mhm.
and filming herself doing it.
like a
They're fun to
ghost.
watch.
Where are their trees? They,
The roads, pay attention to the roads. You'll see they are not paved in any way. In fact, they look kind of rough.
yeah.
So that got arduous. Washboard, bang, bang, everything in the van rattles.
Yeah.
There's our van. So you would think with 9 people, there'd be enough room for us 9 people and luggage. But there's not. So Mike had a little trailer that he toted behind. It had all the luggage in it. Problem with that was it wasn't dust proof.
Oh,
So
God.
I think we're still getting dust out of our suitcases and clothes.
Oh, my God.
Mm,
Yeah, Kathy made a mistake or didn't know, but unpacked the first suitcase on the bed and came running down and said, "Don't unpack any suitcases unless they're outside." This was the cottage at Etosha at the national park. Typical of where we stayed. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
How was the food?
Food was good. Yeah, they tried. It was, I don't know, 6 or 8. It's like a typical hotel. They had 6 or 8 things that were on the menu, and they were interesting to eat, and they cook enough of them that they get it down pretty good. Some seafood and lamb, I suppose. Lamb seemed to be a staple.
Really, lamb? There's some other
Yeah.
animal.
Lamb is, I guess, they're come from the farmers.
Oh,
So this is a feat. We were driving to the rock and came across these guys. This is a female, I believe, and then the male to the side. But they were, all we could figure was they're not hungry
Yeah.
because the springbucks were a couple hundred yards away and everybody was living in harmony and peace.
Hmm.
There she is. That does have some magnification, but we were pretty close.
You're really acclimated.
Yeah. Whoops. I think Kathy wondered what those birds are. Does anybody know?
Nope.
Nope. No idea.
This is one of the camp beds. So they weren't roughing it too rough.
No.
In the winter, we never had, I guess they're prepared for mosquitoes, but in the winter, the dry season, there weren't any. It was perfect climate. In the evening, you'd want to be around a fire or with a light jacket.
Mhm.
But during the day, t-shirt and shorts, cover up use sunblock or use a hat to cover up your skin.
Oh, it's nice.
It was. So this is the watering hole. This was the scene for when the rhino came.
Oh my gosh.
It was a very thirsty rhino to confront all those guys.
You listen close, you can hear the guineas cackling.
Oh yeah.
See the babies?
Yeah. It's a nursery.
It is.
Do they have a huge problem with poaching?
You know what? They didn't talk about that. You'd have to think.
Well, it's in a national park.
That's true. You do have to go through a gate to get in.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't deter some of them.
You're like sitting in a grandstand, not a real small set of bleacher chairs, 2 or 3 bleacher chairs to watch. Here's the rhino. I don't know if this is a video or not. Yeah, it must be.
Face off. Oh,
Isn't that
Oh,
cute?
well.
Yeah, it wasn't that thirsty after all.
try later. Ah,
Just lumber around. They're not real graceful. I think I took this for the sunset more than anything.
beautiful.
yeah, pretty.
You'd see in the horizon necks. And it looks like cranes working.
Oh,
This is kind of fun. We watched this old guy for a while. He wants something to eat. So first he has to take his left front leg and mash it down onto the ground.
Yeah, make sound like an elk or something.
And these are briar brambles. I mean, can't believe they're that interested in it. But he mashes it down with his left foot and then tries to get his trunk around. has to work at it for a while, and it's really not that big of a or tasty of a morsel as it, you know, anyhow. You see him poking it down with his foot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe the
I
roots
think
are tasty.
And in this video, he actually does finally snag something to eat. Are they aggressive? Will they bug you if you get out? Do you know, Chris?
So their tongue or whatever is so calloused.
They, it depends. Do you remember that my kids went with Claude to, I forget where they were, and a female elephant charged the vehicle.
Yikes.
And they don't know why she was so aggressive. Usually they are not at all aggressive, but the guide had to kill her. It's very traumatic.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So this is a meteor.
Oh,
It's 4 or 5 feet underground. These are the Bieber Clan that went along. But it's almost like a piece of metal, Kim. It looks like somebody took a torch and cut it on this front edge.
Hmm.
I don't know how they discovered it, but it's a little museum operated by local people.
good.
Yeah.
It is a
That's
good
cool.
size.
This is Roy, Billy, Susan, and Cathy.
Huh.
I don't remember what that was, what it is. Oh,
Yeah,
I was
looks
enchanted
chilly.
that I got, I'm sorry?
Looks chilly. She's bundled up.
Yeah. Might have been a van trip. They kept the van a little bit. It was hard to get good temperature regulation in the bus. I was enchanted to have baked beans with my breakfast.
Nice.
What's that on the right? It looks like
Bacon, I think bacon and a piece of sausage with
Ugh.
eggs and
Yeah.
the beans.
That's a pretty hearty breakfast.
It was good. You didn't know when you were going to eat next, so you needed to tanker up. We were coming back from the meteor and saw these guys. I think there's 4 altogether. So we stopped and then inched our way forward, and then they stayed with us.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
You can see one of them.
Mhm.
Of course, we're all tourists, you know, looking out the windows. But we're on this dirt road and came across nobody else around.
Hmm. Boy, your experience was a great one. If you go to Kenya, there's 20 vans.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. COVID, I suppose, still has this depressed, but many times we were the only ones in the dining room. Just a few families. We could see that were camping that were at the roof.
Mhm.
So we were spoiled.
A pride of lions.
There's Taylor with her Namibia t-shirt on.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I like this one. It was the rhinos jostling with each other. They would tend to just grunt and poke, you know, push each other around for 10 seconds and then get bored with that and go off and do something else. You wonder what the point is. But this is after dark, I suppose, and you can see the shade, the color mix is different because it's night.
Did you see hippos?
Did not. Are they're native there? We should have.
Yeah, they're in rivers mostly, but so you didn't see any rivers.
This was the dog.
Oh, yeah. Hyena.
Yeah. I'll ask Cathy. I forget. What they're called.
Painted
Some with a D.
Oh,
dog, wild dog.
dingo.
Go or
Dingo?
could be. These are the leopards.
Yeah.
I should have cropped that to make them look bigger. They're sleek. It's fun to watch them walk. I guess we're going to do that now.
So where were you when you saw these leopards?
Male and female.
Same place, driving down the road.
Oh my gosh.
The guide says, looks like leopards. So we stopped and everybody hangs out the window and takes pictures.
Ready?
A lot of driving, lots of road. This is a lovely paved road, which we came to just savor. This might have been on the way. No, it wasn't on. It might have been on the way to the. This is probably to the meteorite as well. So now we've moved from Etosha to this town resort, Namibia's resort town of Schwankamucken. Don't ask me to spell it or say it twice, but this is on the west coast. This is the Atlantic Ocean. So we had an Airbnb there for several days, 4 days maybe. Cathy just took this. It was a memorial to all veterans in World War I and World War II. So the highlight of the stay in Schwankamucken was sand dunes. So we rent these little quad four-wheelers. Everybody puts on a helmet, gets a 30-second orientation, and off you go
Wow.
to ride the sand dunes. That's Billy and this is Roy.
Huh.
So we're blasting around on those four-wheelers in this kind of terrain. And
You can go anywhere?
Did we go anywhere?
Yeah.
Just hither and yon for a couple of hours.
But you could go anywhere on those.
Well,
then.
Actually, it was led by a guide. We were a group, everybody had one, so we were 8 or 9 people, led by a guide, then one guy doing follow-up for those that could have problems. He was a tail gunner, making sure everything was okay.
That's how I think of Namibia. Like,
This is really.
yeah. Well, that's what it's famous for, I think.
Then the other thing is you could take a heavy piece of cardboard, wax the underside of it, and zoom down the hill. And that's my dearly beloved there.
No fear. Woo!
Oh my gosh.
She disappears.
Ooh. So how do you get back?
Walk.
I see.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the hardest part of it, was getting back to the top of the hill. Walking in, sand that's hard to walk in.
Yeah.
I guess the masks are helpful then with the sand, huh?
Doesn't that look like fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. She kind of competed against the girls. See who could go the furthest. That's Taylor.
How many times did they do it?
I don't know. We were there for an hour or so. I'll bet the kids did it 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Cathy and Roy did it a couple of times.
Yeah, you didn't do it?
I did not, because of the walk up would have been real hard.
Mm.
Oh, a parrot and a parrot kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Although technically a macaw.
yeah. Hmm.
And I think we're about done. This is on the way to the airport. Oh, yeah, we couldn't just go to the airport, leave at 6 a.m. like normal people. Somebody had the idea we can drive by the Tropic of Capricorn. So we were up leaving the B&B at 3:30 in the morning to get here at about 4:30 in the morning to have our picture taken at this sign. So I can say I've been to the Tropic of Capricorn.
Very
That's right.
impressive.
Oh, and I took this.
Oh my.
What's neat, Kim, they don't say oversized load or anything. The little front sign
Normal.
that designates it is abnormal.
Love that.
Beyond the normal.
Beyond the normal.
Mhm.
Were there Chinese around?
We didn't see any. I mean, it was sparsely populated.
Yeah.
The girls got to go for horseback ride.
Where? Where was that?
That was at the ranch. And I think that's it. Oh, there's JJ and a giraffe.
Mhm.
3 airplanes and 24 hours, and you can do it too.
Oh, look at that. That's cute.
Mhm. Yeah, they're in Jim and Ann's as we speak. They went up Thursday night, drove all night. But yeah, Andy
Where is it?
text, yeah, that was near their hotel. He was buying. They were in a micro hotel, which were small rooms, but efficient. It was right by George Washington University,
Uh-huh.
which he toured. And then this is American. He said American University was had a lot of greenery, you know, where
Yeah,
George Washington was a little different. Forget how he explained that.
Did he have a preference? Did he like them both or?
Yeah, he liked them both. I guess we haven't tried to pin him down. They went to George Mason in Fairfax, Virginia. I spent 4 days there. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he was watching for, there's a motorcade.
Uh,
Yeah, I think,
So they went to DC and then back home and then they drove to Maine.
you got it. They came home last Sunday and then Thursday night they drove to Maine. Oh, and the interesting people they would see. Guess we're going out with DC, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that was that Chinese, no. Yeah, Chinese. Look at the hat. Ah, I like that. Root and riddle. Oh, well,
His background.
yeah.
I can't be there.
There's some cranes.
Oh,
What are they building?
I don't know. Oh, there comes the helicopter.
They're up in Maine right now.
Yes. Yeah, it's rainy up there. I asked him what they were going to do today, this morning, and he said yesterday morning they spent talking to Helena. She and some friends were there. And but he didn't know what they were going to do today. Now, send that to Linda, would you please? 2012.
Yeah, I didn't see.
In 64.
Yeah, I graduated from high school.